Hello there, I'm Nathalia Melo, your unfiltered fit BFF. Mom of two turned CEO of a fitness empire. Someone who truly understands the struggles of trying to stay fit, sane, and sexy, all while juggling work, life, and motherhood. And this is the Unfiltered Fit Life podcast. Follow along wherever you're listening and join me weekly as I help busy working moms just like you simplify your fitness journey so you can lose fat, regain your confidence, and feel sexy AF. It's time to stop living in the what ifs and hiding from the cameras. It's time to regain control over your body, feel sexy naked, and wear a bikini confidently. People already see you as a super confident woman, but it's time for you to feel the same way too. Come on, let's go. Hello there, fam. Welcome to another episode of the Unfiltered Fit Life podcast. I'm Nathalia Melo, your host, and today I am here with an incredible couple, Brittany and Matt. Brittany is a member of the Powerhouse Academy, and Matt, her husband, is joining her because in our first conversation, he was in. And here's the funny story that I wanted to tell you guys, okay? And they're going to be surprised about this too. Matt is a fitness professional as well. So whenever I initially spoke with Brittany the first time, and she said, oh, he's a fitness professional, I would love him to be on the call and things like that. The first thing that came to my mind, I've been in the fitness industry long enough. How long have you been in the fitness industry, Matt? Like 20 years, 15 years?
Yeah, 24 years.
Okay. So you've been around long enough to know that there is a lot of, excuse my French, dick swinging in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whenever Brittany was like, my husband is going to join me. And I'm like, oh my God, I already know what's going to happen. Like, and I came and you guys were like just the nicest people ever. Like you was not at all what I was expecting, especially given that you were a fitness professional. I thought that it was because I've gotten calls before that it was like that. I was so pleasantly surprised. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into it. So Brittany and Matt, you guys have been together for 12 years. You guys have 2 kids. And Brittany, can you tell me a little bit? Let's rewind for whenever we first spoke. What season of life were you in when we first started chatting? What was going on? What was happening? How were you feeling? Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so I was kind of feeling lost. I had started to lose some weight because I gained like a ton of weight after I had our daughter. I had our son and our daughter. They're about 2 years and 8 months apart. And I don't know that my body ever like fully recovered after we had our son and then we had our daughter and it was COVID. And I just gained weight like everywhere, like in my fingertips, everywhere. And so I had been trying, I stopped breastfeeding and I had been trying to lose the weight. I was very overweight. And I was able to lose about 15, 20 pounds, but I was like stuck. And I didn't really know, like I knew what to do, but not how to do it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew,
yeah.
Like I didn't know how much to eat, or I just was in a place where I was feeling really uncomfortable in my own body. I didn't recognize myself anymore. I was very insecure about the way I was looking and feeling and just like myself and my clothing. And I was at a point where I needed help.
Okay. No, thanks for sharing that. And Matt, now I'm going to ask you, because I know that it must be very hard for a husband who cares. And I like to rephrase with this because you should go without saying, but that's not the case. Like a husband who cares. How did it make you feel watching her with those struggles, especially like, you know, I'm sure that you assured her and told her that she was amazing. She looked beautiful. Like, but how did that make you feel to watch her like that?
It's heartbreaking because the relationship between us also too took a toll on her confidence with herself, but also around me. So I could just tell she was in a bad place. and she just needed like a kickstart. And it kind of just you want to help and you want to know all the answers and give her, this is what you do, especially being in the fitness, but it's just different with your wife. And so it's kind of good to step back and let she found out about you and the excitement that came through. So it's just, it was good to see her finding like some light down the hall and just
the
like
dark tunnel.
Yeah. So, but it was
I love it
at times, but now it's a lot better. So. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And what was the moment for you, Brittany? Actually, let me ask you a question because I've seen the dynamic that you guys have, and there is a lot of openness in y'all's communication, which I think, like I praised that the first time that we spoke. I praised that the second time because it really is quite remarkable, really, how well you guys communicate and how open that communication is. So, Brittany, I know that probably Matt assured you that you were the best thing ever, that you looked amazing, that like there was that assurance.
Yeah.
But like, obviously it's good to hear, but did you find that those words helped on its own, or was it more about how you felt?
I mean, it was more about how I felt because I know, obviously I know he loves me and he tells me I'm beautiful all the time. But when you don't feel beautiful, I think like the compliment kind of just goes over your head because when you don't feel it in your body and someone else is telling you it's different.
Yeah. Could you tell the difference, Matt? Because I think it's very hard for a husband to know the difference. Like, could you always tell the difference, or was it with time and with more communication that you noticed what the difference was?
As in her needing to find a good place, or after now she's been through your plan?
No, just before, because like she wasn't feeling beautiful, and although you completely always told her you look beautiful, you're amazing, there is a difference between what you say and how she feels, and I think a lot of husbands don't understand that there is a difference between the two.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious from your perspective if you have always known that there was a difference between how she feels and what you say, or was it with a lot of communication that you eventually realized that there was a difference?
No, it took a lot of communication to see the difference. I think like she said,
Okay.
I think my comments to her and reassuring her and trying to tell her that she does look good kind of just went one ear out the other. But yeah, I don't blame her because she was in a bad place within herself of confidence and feeling good and wanting to fit in the clothes right. And, it's tough having two kids. I have to give it to all you women out there. It's just raising and breastfeeding and going through. It's all about them before you take care of yourself. And, so I think that's where she was. So you could just tell there was a difference.
I love the awareness and I love the openness for communication. So when was it that you realized, Brittany, that something had to change, not just like physically, but also like that you needed to deploy a different strategy? Because at the time you were already training 3 to 5 times a week, you're eating healthily, like you're doing all the quote unquote right things. So when was it that you realized that something had to be done differently?
Well, I was actually listening to your podcast when you were talking with Coach Jen.
Holler.
About how speaking negatively about yourself and can affect your children and especially your daughters. And it would just break my heart if my daughter ever talked about herself the way I do. And it's like I was setting that example and I was like, I need to be a better example. And it's like, the math ain't mathing. Something's not right. I'm doing the things that are, you're supposed to do, which now that I actually am, I really wasn't. But I was like, something needs, I need change. Like I need to put myself first so I'm better for my kids, for my husband, all of those things.
Did you notice that switch, Matt? Like, did you notice when you can, because you don't know what you don't know, like in the mind, like you think you're doing like the right things, you're exercising, you're eating healthily. And Matt, I know that she wouldn't listen to your advice in fitness. So this is not a judgment on your competence, because if you've been doing this for 24 years, it's obvious that you are good at what you do. Fitness is not for the faint of heart. So did you notice when there was that switch for her that she realized, okay, enough is enough. What I'm doing is not working. I have to do something differently. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I could just tell she was hungry for something. You could just tell that she wanted to change. She didn't know what. And then, like she said, she came in, I heard this podcast and I have a plan. So she wanted to try I think it was a 10-day, your trial, just to see, when she did great on it.
Yeah.
Just as she saw the results that fast, just in a couple of days, it kind of like lit the fire under her, and you could just tell it was a go from there for her. So she knew, yeah. So.
I love that. I love that. Were there any things that you struggled to express to him, Brittany, about how you were feeling, or no, it was like an open book?
I'm pretty much an open book. We're very open with each other. So like I'm Hispanic, so I have no problem speaking my mind.
Relatable. I feel seen.
So I pretty much tell him, everything. I try to lay it on out as best as I can. So I keep him very well informed.
Love how politically correct. Just have very well informed. This is so similar to how me and my husband is very British. So everything's good. Thank you. Please excuse me all the time. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Here's what I have to say. Matt, we're not ganging up on you. I promise. Everybody here loves you. So, with her openness, I don't know if this happened, but I'm going to ask anyway. Did you notice, or did you feel that there was anything that was left unsaid or wasn't said out loud as much about how she was feeling? Like maybe she felt like she was, because again, I feel like sometimes there is a bit of a disconnect between what is said, hoping that the husband will understand the whole thing, and what actually is. Did you feel that there were things that she wasn't being as through with everything, or did you feel like all the cards were on the table?
No, I felt like all the cards were on the table. Like she said, she was open with me. I knew exactly where she was at. Because I've been heavy myself, and not feeling good, and depressed, and not confident. So I kind of can step back and be in her place. And I think it's easier for kind of guys to lose the weight, so it's easier for me to say, hey, I'm going to go and lose 10 pounds and get ready for summer, or, so it was, in my mind, I kind of took a step back and, just try to listen to her and see what she needed. And she found her path through you. So I think everything was on. I knew she found what she needed with your program. So,
I appreciate that so much. And so let me ask you this, Matt, because it kind of ties back. Brittany, we're going to come back to you, but I just want to piggyback on this real quick, because like I said in the beginning, our industry is an industry of ego. Like there's no way around it. Okay. And, sometimes it's interesting because I will speak even with husbands who are just fit. They just exist in a fit state. And they do something that is completely unrelated. And like their dad was a bodybuilder when they were 6. Therefore, I know what to do. And, they just kind of, oh, she just needs to work harder. She just needs to do this. I'm going to coach her, blah, blah, blah. So how was it for you to acknowledge to that, okay, do I know what to do for her? Sure. Is she going to listen? So to take a step back and be like, okay, now I just need to be the husband and not the coach. Like how was that? Because I don't know with you, but I think for a lot of male fitness professionals, ego would probably get in the way. So how was that internal conversation for you?
Well, for us, it was fine because I didn't know all the answers, even being in the fitness industry for 24 years. Like, I don't try to say I'm a nutritionist. I don't, I can maybe count my micros for myself, but for other people, my clients, I just tell them, I can tell you some supplements, but I can't write you out plans. So for my ego wasn't really, it was a step back of like, I can't help you. We have to find help, maybe look for some people that do understand that section better for us to find maybe a meal plan, or maybe work better for just, women workouts and targeting and stuff like that. So for me, it was just, I wasn't minding that she was looking for outside help, and it wasn't just all on my shoulders. And I was, so I was happy that she found something that worked for her. And so
he actually used to train me when we first started dating. And then as we got further into our relationship, he's like, yeah, I can't train you anymore.
Were you bossing him around and he's training you?
Okay, do this. And I'd be like, no. I will do that.
Don't feel like it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Don't feel like it.
You gotta draw the line. You can't.
That is funny. That is funny. And I truly appreciate that, Matt, you saying, because honestly, as I don't know if you experience this, but as a woman in the fitness space, whenever I have calls with when their husbands are on the call, I think one of the biggest battles that I have is with the men being willing to put their egos in their pockets and show up with knowing that the best interest needs to be their wife's well-being. Mm-hmm. So I can appreciate and respect that so much from you. So thank you.
Thank you.
So and let's change gears a little bit. What has changed? Have happened so far, Brittany? Because you've been in the program for what? I had it written here, 8 weeks, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 months, 2 full months. This is my third, going into my third month.
Hold on, you're cutting. Okay, you're cutting off.
Uh-oh.
Very badly.
Is that better?
Let's go. Yeah, let's start again. So, how long have you been in the program now, Brittany?
It's been 2
8 weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm into the first week of my third month.
Okay, so you just wrapped up the first 8 week mark.
Yes.
And you're down 12 pounds, is that right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So what have been the changes that you have noticed so far? Obviously, there has been a significant progress on the scale, but what changes have you noticed in on how you're showing up, on how clothes are fitting, and all that jazz?
I've noticed a huge change so far, just in my skin, in the way that my clothes are fitting, obviously on the scale, but I'm feeling like me again. I'm starting to feel like myself again, and I'm, feeling a lot more confident about myself. I feel like I'm walking around with a different demeanor than I was before. And even intimately, and just around my husband, where I wasn't feeling, having the confidence to, be just all of me. And so that has been, but it's just getting myself back. I gave myself to my kids and sort of lost myself. And now I feel like I'm finding myself again.
I love that. Oh my God, that's so powerful. And Matt, you have seen the transition. What are the things that have been standing out to you the most about how 2 months it's 8 weeks is almost nothing. Especially when I think you mentioned in the beginning that you had been struggling for about 3.5 years, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what have been the biggest differences, Matt, that you are noticing as someone who is on the inside, because obviously it's your wife, but you're not her. So what have been the things that you have noticed?
The biggest thing is her confidence in herself and what she wears, and especially around me, when she's out of the shower, or I'm saying, she's not hiding herself from me, or if I'm taking a peek at her because I like to, she's not hiding.
guys are so cute. I can't.
But no, I could just, in between us, I think it's been the best because now I can grab her stomach, I can touch her, I'm not getting pushed away, clothes are more off, so it's got us closer together because now she's more confident in herself where I can touch her and not being forced to be pushed away and stuff. So it's been great. So I just her confidence in herself's been the number one thing. So it's been good for both of us.
I love that. I love that. And I love that you mentioned that it's like bringing you guys close together. And I feel like that's a part of I feel whenever we're talking about the physical transformation, people get so like hung up on, oh, it's just aesthetics. Oh, it's just like the weight. It's not just about the weight. It's about the trickle down effect that it has in different areas of life. That I feel if you exist in that more negative state for such a long period of time, you don't even see how badly it is impacting you. And I think that you guys now on the other side are being able to really see how good it feels.
Yeah. It feels
I love
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
I love that. So had you ever, obviously apart from Matt, but had you ever done other fitness programs? Had you ever done anything fitness related to try and get back on track outside of Matt?
No, I didn't really try like a program. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I tried like the beach body stuff, like program, do it on beach body. They send you the stupid little containers. Sorry, like no offense to
Let it rip.
Oh, sorry.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
All of those, and it just wasn't sustainable, and it wasn't personalized. It was like general, like this is just a general thing, and I felt like it wasn't something I always stuck with because I wasn't really I didn't have like a personal stake into it,
Yeah.
And it only got me so far, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What have you noticed that is different this with the Powerhouse Academy from the things that you have done in the past? Like you mentioned Beachbody, that there might be a few like other things that maybe like the low carb life, like all that kind of stuff. Like what is different? What has been the biggest difference for you?
For me, it's the difference has been everything. I mean, it's the detail that you guys put into creating a plan that works for me. Like you said, in every season of life, like obviously now with 2 kids and being a teacher, working full time, I don't have, 2 hours a day to go to the gym or to do these extensive workouts and so having a plan that's really sustainable and that fits your lifestyle has been game changing, obviously, for me. I mean, it's been such a short time and the progress I've made is like unbelievable. So I haven't been able to do in 3 years, So it's really like you guys listen to us. And I love that when we're struggling or when we need to make a modification, you are all awesome. Kara, Jen, you, Sonia, you're there for the support. It's unlike anything else I've ever experienced.
I really appreciate that, Brittany. And, I think because there is so much nonsense out there within the fitness space and things like that. And I do understand people's skepticism. So, I really appreciate you, acknowledging and seeing how we do things differently and that we truly kind of give a shit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. And Matt, for you, because I mean, I'm sure that you see how she's prepping, you see the things that she's doing. What have you found to be, if you have had access to the things that she's doing, what have you found to be different from maybe other things that she's done, other things that she's tried?
She has it's more organized. And she's got her plan. So she understands what she's got. Her meal prep, she's on it. So she's all set up. I think that's what's really helping her, is knowing what, is going to be eaten. She has it all set up. It's right there. So I think it's been easy for her to do it because it's laid out. And I think a lot of people need that, just to have it, put in front of them. This is what's going to be for the full week, to plan for it. So that's helped her out, I think. And it's helped me out too, because I just piggyback off her on some else. So the beef tacos and stuff like that. So, I just try to make it. I think it's easier when, you can help by eating the same things. And, just so I try to do the same things she does. So it's one meal prep, it's easy because she's so busy with her school and the kids. So, but I think just being organized has helped her out a lot with the program you guys gave her.
Well, and the workouts too, it's not like, oh my gosh, I need to figure out what muscle groups I'm working and I need to do this crazy workout thing. It's like, no, it's simple. I know my workouts. I can work out at home. I can work out at the gym. I'm able to plan. It's just plan for more success. It's like I've been so much more successful with the plan and knowing and having, accountability and the support. It's made all the difference.
I love that. And that's one of our mottos. I too have two small kids. My kids are about same, actually a little bit of a smaller age gap than you guys, but it's carnage. It's hard. Yeah. Like it is so hard to have two very young kids. Some days you're like literally just trying to survive.
Absolutely.
So, having, and that was a big transition, even for me as well, coming from competing where, everything needs to be this overcomplicated stuff. And then eventually coming to terms that complicated was going to make me non-compliant. So what is it that I can do to peel the layer and keep it simple? So that's, I'm glad that this structure, this simpler structure has been one of the keys to your success. And I have to say, I'm going to address the elephant in the room because I'm not out there saying that I'm the cheapest program that has ever been created. I don't want to be the cheapest. I do believe, obviously it is my program, but I do believe that we do bring the value to match the investment. So what would you guys say? Because I know that it is something that you guys probably were like, oh my goodness. And it is something that is in the mind of a lot of the people that are contemplating. But what would you say to someone who is on the fence because of the investment piece to a program like this?
I would say do it. Like find a way to make it work because it's worth every single penny. It really is. Try to find a way to make it work. Talk about it. Troubleshoot. You guys are awesome. You offer some payment plans, which is super helpful. But it's worth every single penny. It just totally is. Yeah.
I love it. And thanks for that. And Matt, I want to ask you as well. Again, I think that you have a very interesting perspective from being in the fitness industry, from being her husband, because I've heard some crazy stuff. We can talk about it at another time. But what would you say to a husband that is kind of like, oh no, I got to fix my car, bro. Oh, I need to buy my new golf clubs, bro. What would you tell a husband that doesn't think that this investment is like, oh, we don't need that for my wife? What would you tell a husband like that?
Well, the first thing I would say, and I think you'd understand, is if you ever heard the saying, happy wife, happy life, that's exactly
ding, ding, ding.
what it is. So, and I think it makes, it's tough because when you get this price put at you and you're like, okay, but from what I can see how happy she is, it's been well worth it. So to see my wife happy, feeling good, it's been well worth it. So for that guy out there that's on thing, it's like it's gonna make your relationship stronger, happier, and better for both of you. And then just seeing your wife happy, and I think that's what it's all about. So it's well worth it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. And I think that I'm kind of, I said this and I'm going to say it again. I do feel like you offer an interesting perspective from being in this space and from being her husband. So what what do you think that has been the biggest accomplishment for you guys both thus far? Because of how much better Brittany is feeling.
Well, I just think overall, just the understanding and communication. We've always had good communication, but now it's like, it's there, especially with her needing a plan. It takes, it does take some time because you got to go to the different stores and plan. But I think what you guys do is you guys put it ahead where we can, get a jump start on it. So through the program, I think it's been pretty easy to work with each other.
I think she means like for us.
For us?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, for you guys.
Well, for us,
yeah.
it's been great now. So I'm all for it. And I hope every other guy can go through that and see his wife achieve and get healthier. And I think that's the number one thing is the health. And that's how I go off my model. It's not about the gym body or the t-shirt. It's about health first. And then it all comes after that. So just seeing her and the confidence, like I've repeated before, because I think that's very important, is the confidence in yourself can bring out a whole other attitude and the way you feel and treat other people, especially your loved one. So it's been making it better for both of us in our relationship in everyday life. So
it's definitely
I love
the
that
plus side on the intimacy side as well. Like just having more confidence just helps in all areas.
There's more boxes from Victoria's Secret.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm here for. I wish more men understood that. Like, honestly, I wish more men understood that. And it's funny. I love having you here because I'm very outspoken. Matt, I don't know if you follow my social media, but I speak very loudly about things that I see, behaviors that I see in partners that I think are absolutely disgraceful. And people are like, oh my God, you hate husbands. I'm like, no, I don't hate husbands. I detest husbands who refuse to see their wives and meet them where they're at. That is the problem that I have. And that's why I really appreciate how you guys interact and how you guys communicate and how you guys have an understanding of the negative impact, because that is true communication and that's true partnership for me. I'm no marriage expert, but in my eyes, that's what true partnership is.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so very much for your time. I am so, I'm so excited, Brittany, that you decided to take, the leap. Trust us. Matt, the same. I appreciate that you took you took the risk with us, not really knowing where we came from, who we were, and trusted your wife with us. I'm very grateful for that. Brittany, you are a ray of sunshine in our group. The memes always deliver.
Yeah.
and I cannot wait to see your continuous progress. You're looking even hotter and buying more Victoria's Secret stuff. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
You. It's been life changing. So I really can't thank you enough. You and Kara and Coach Jen and Sonia and the whole Powerhouse team and the fellow women who are part of the academy. Like, it's just, the program is, I can't speak more highly of it because it's just so amazing and been so life changing. So
I appreciate both of you. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the group, Brittany, and I'll see you around, Matt. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week. But let me ask you, what was your aha moment in today's episode? I would love to know. You can leave me a comment at the link in the show description. You can also follow me on social media, Instagram. Links are down below as well. And let me know what topics you want to hear more about or who I should have on the show. This is it for today, guys. I'll see you back next week for another episode of the Unfiltered Fit Life podcast.